And we're live.
Yay!
Hey, welcome, screen. What is it? Oh my gosh. Book lovers and screen addicts. Okay, this is going to be a great show. Welcome to episode 10 of Page to Screen and In Between.
Can you believe episode 10? So I'm Stacy. This is my whatever we are. I know we forgot all of our stuff. Our literary crime partners in crime, Renee. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
This is episode 10. Can you believe
I know. I'm so excited. So excited.
I'm like, wow, we've done 10. This is going to be our 10th
And we survived the holidays. Look, no more Christmas tree behind me.
No more Christmas tree. Well, I never had any, but no more Christmas tree. Back into the groove of the new year.
New book, new year. Yep. Okay, so before we get started, yes, I said, can we talk about your hair? Can we just talk about your hair for a minute?
Yeah, 8 inches. Got 8 inches cut off right before Christmas, and yeah, it feels great. It
fun.
Looks
so good.
No
it is
color
so
in it. That's
sassy.
silvery, and that's me.
Sassy.
And
sassy. I don't know if it's the lighting, but it doesn't look. The silver. It's just white. It looks like you've got like platinum white hair.
Yeah,
it looks great.
So.
And you did it.
And I did it. It's all me. So it's fun. Yeah, we're just rolling along here, getting ready to.
Well, we have an amazing book by an amazing author. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and do our little segment on what we are fascinated with right now.
Yes.
And it was my turn. And sort of in the spirit of shopping or buying or whatever, I wanted to bring up my favorite skincare product, because in the book that we're going to talk about, she talks about how buying skincare is a necessity.
Right.
And so yes, it is.
And breathing.
And so this is an expensive product, but I'm pretty convinced my face would fall off if I didn't use it day and night. Okay. And it is patented. And I have been using this. Well, I'm not going to say how long, but since I was in my early 20s, late teens. It is the Advanced Night Repair by Estee Lauder. It is. And okay, so full disclosure, I used to work for the company for Estee Lauder. So I'm going to try and not turn this into a sales job and just talk about it.
You already did, because I went and bought it. So you already did.
I told you what I was going to talk about.
People are going to go buy it once you talk about it.
So I'm going to try and talk about it as a product fan, a fanatic. I don't know. I'm pretty close to obsession with this one versus a sales associate or account executive who knows all the selling points to this.
Right.
I will say it's patented. It's been patented since, I think it was introduced in 1982. It was the very first what we call repair product. Okay. And what it does is it actually has your skin repair itself. When we think repair product, we think, oh, the product is going to repair your skin. And it does like this moisture binding, and it binds the moisture in your skin. But really what it does, and I don't know the science behind it, and if I did, I wouldn't explain it, because that's when people start getting the fisheye and tuning out.
Yeah.
But what it does is it communicates with your skin at the cellular level, and it tells it to repair itself. And so it teaches your skin how to repair itself. And over the years, I feel like my skin has aged much slower than most of my contemporaries and my peers. Great. And I can say that because I have a twin sister.
Yeah.
And if we stand next to each other, her skin, and it's just fact. Her skin looks a good 15, 20 years older than mine. Yeah. Now, she does live in Florida, and she was of the granola set. I call it the granola set from the 80s and 70s, who were convinced that any product on your face was going to make it age and make it worse and be bad for your skin. I am of the complete opposite camp, that I feel as though it doesn't have sunscreen in it. It doesn't have all these extra chemicals. Yeah. It's 7 serums in one. And I call it my needle in the bottle. So I don't have to go get needles. I just use this Advanced Night Repair every day and every night. And if I could, I would bathe in it. It is liquid gold. And it literally is like this gold
color. It's a gold color. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and little syringe where you know exactly like kind of how much to put on.
Dropper, how much to use.
Dropper, a little dropper. So yeah, not a syringe, a dropper. So that's really good. I immediately went out and started and got it when you talked about it, because I just use coconut oil.
Right.
That's all I do.
And you can still use your coconut oil.
I do. Yeah, I use it. I put this on and then I put my coconut oil. Yeah. And so
just use this first.
I feel
this
like
goes, and if you use Retin-A, like I have a retinoid product, you use this first because you want it on the naked skin, and then any other product you put on top. Yeah. And it just makes everything work better. We do this little, back in the day, we would put it on our hand, and then we would put nothing on our hand, and then we would spray this hand that we had put it on with like water, and the water doesn't run down. It literally binds. It binds the moisture. And then if you put the water here and you turn your hand, and the water just rolls off. And so it's kind of a demonstration of how it actually binds that moisture in your skin. So, all right. So I can go on and on and on. Just know that if you ever see my face falling off, it's because I quit buying it.
Yeah, no,
and there's no substitute.
You made a comment earlier that if you had to scrape together money at the every month, that's the product you would scrape money together.
This is the product. Like if you could, like thinking through, because we're going to be talking about this for the next half hour, thinking through what I would spend money on and good money on this product, I would find a way to buy it, and I would find a way to eke out every little mini drop until I couldn't buy it anymore. Yeah. Until I go buy another one, which is what I do anyway. Yeah. Because I don't want to.
Yeah, I got the free. Mine came with free eye. The
eye stuff's good too.
Yeah. So I have a little free bottle of that that I've been putting on the little crow's feet here too.
And that too. It just gives that, and do it in here because it helps with the dark under eye. Yeah. So anyway, so that's my sales job. Nice. I'm done. Yes.
And I love it. I love it.
Yeah. And then I think we also said there was something else we said about it before we went live. And it was, I think it was about how if I had to get rid of everything in my closet, I would, or whatever, everything in my makeup kit, that would be the one, no substitute. There's nothing else in the industry that you could switch it out with and be okay. Well, so that's my little sales job. Yeah. So now let's talk about our book. What book did we pick, Staci?
We have Confessions of a Shopaholic by Sophie Kensella. We picked it because she has recently passed. Mm-hmm. We had it on our list to do eventually. Because I hadn't read it or seen the movie. So we were like, you said it was a good palate cleanser, which I love that term for a book. And then when she passed in December, I believe, I said, why don't we do that at the beginning of the year to kind of honor her in her literary achievements and that kind of thing. So that's why we picked this book.
And she's a huge British author. Mm-hmm. And she truly, I would say, was, and we don't use this term anymore in fiction, but she was sort of the grandmother, I guess that's maybe she's not that old, the mother of chick lit, mm-hmm. which was sort of this we were done with romance at this time. It was the change of into the early 2000s, late 1990s. And we were there was so much just lather, rinse, repeat with romance. Yeah. And so what chick lit did was take a young woman's point of view, growing up. She's just out of college. She's starting her new life, literally starting her life off as this new woman, educated, ready to sort of conquer the world. And let's see what that looks like. And then a lot of comedy, because they were kind of considered, chick lits were considered comedies. So this was written at a time of that budding sort of subgenre, where the female was the 100% protagonist, first person, one point of view. We get the world through her eyes for all the good, the bad, the ugly of her life. So let's just see. I'm going to read what the book was originally supposed to be. Rebecca Bloomwood is our heroine. She has a fabulous flat in London's trendiest neighborhood, a troupe of glamorous socialite friends, and a closet brimming with the season's must-haves. The only trouble is she can't actually afford any of it. Her job writing at Successful Saving magazine not only bores her to tears, it doesn't pay much, not at all. And lately, Becky's been chased by dismal letters from the bank, letters with large red sums she can't even bear to read. She tries cutting back on her spending, but none of her efforts succeed. Her only consolation is to buy something herself, just a little something new.
Yeah.
Finally, a story arises that Becky actually cares about, and her front page article catalyzes a chain of events that will transform her life and the lives of those around her forever.
Yes.
So
that's a good summary of it.
Well, it certainly makes it look like it's going to be a happy, funny book.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So first impressions, Staci, what did you think?
So I wanted to love it. I wanted to just like be, there were just so many cringe-worthy moments where I'd be like, no, don't do it. And she'd do it. I mean, and you know, her
rationale,
her rationalizations. I said, she not only rationalized to do things, but she had a lot of, I'm going to do this versus actually doing something.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know, her budgeting, her not spending, you know, winning the lottery. I'm going to get this great new job. I'm going to get, like, all of these lies that she tells to herself or rationalizations, constantly spiraling in it. You know, like, I can't believe I'm going to win the lottery tomorrow. That is so cool. Like, she literally
thought she was going to win the lottery and that was going to solve all her problems.
Yes. And just the lies. But I think we talked about this just a little bit. She had said that this never lets me down. This shopping never lets me down. And you said addiction. That is the epitome.
When she describes why she shops, and I think that was in the movie. I don't remember if it was in the book, but she describes, because I think in the movie, the Luke Brandon, which, by the way, he's always Luke Brandon. He's not Luke. He's Luke Brandon.
Luke Brandon. Yeah.
Luke Brandon.
You think that keeps him at arm's length?
Yes, because when you have, that's not personal. That is, it's a brand.
Right.
Luke Brandon. And when he asked her, why do you do it? Why do you overspend? Why do you need to buy so much? And she says, you know, the world's a hard place. And I'm very much paraphrasing. I don't have her dialogue set. But when I walk into a store, it's my happy place. I'm happy. Yep. The world is right again. Everything is right. And so I walk out feeling good. But then I leave the store, and it's not very long after that, everything goes dark again. So I have to go back and find that happy again.
Yes.
And so that is the absolute definition of addiction.
Yes.
Because you can change out shopping and add alcohol, drugs, work, sex,
all of it.
Yes. And turn that into I have to have that hit. She needed that hit. And so that was shopping. And then I remember her, and I think both in the book and in the movie, her roommate friend, I think she's more her friend in the movie, a little bit more of just a roommate in the book, says to her, well, if you're this in debt, you have two options. You cut back or you make more money. Right. And she tries to cut back, doesn't work because she's addicted.
Yeah.
And then she's like, okay, well, then I'll just make more money. And that's sort of her solution all the way to the end.
Yeah.
That is,
and especially solution. In the book. In the book, she tries to cut back and it just spirals.
Right.
And then she's like, well, okay, I'll just make more money. And it's like, that is just, except for then she does.
Right. But
there's no consequence at all. She just all of a sudden gets this story, makes money, marries the millionaire. Like, it's like, or not marries, but is what, like,
gets
But she
together
never
with the
stopped.
millionaire. Yeah. And all her problems are solved. And even the bank manager. Now, okay, so the other thing is the book was written, it came out in 2000, I think. And then the movie, 2000, 2001. The movie came out in 2008. So that was a huge change in technology. Like life changed a lot in those 8 years.
Yes.
However, in 2000, it's not as much, and in London it's not as much credit card debt as just banks giving her credit limits. And I think she has a couple credit cards, but in the American version she has like 18 credit cards.
Right. And none of them he was like, put 5 on this, put 10 on that, like she
keeps handing the different credit cards to get that $100 for the scarf, I think.
Or something.
And so anyway, so in the book, it's just this bank manager trying to get her to pay her to even just let's figure out a payment plan.
Yeah.
Like let's just have a meeting and let's talk about how we're going to fix this. And she blows them off all the time and there's very little consequences. And I think we talked about this. Okay, so that's the book. So in the book, I think you and I talked about this last week. It's supposed to be a comedy. Right. But you and I, as we're reading this book, each of us individually, because we didn't talk about it till after we'd read it, were incredibly frustrated with this character.
Yes.
We didn't find her funny. We found her frustrating. We found her delusional. I'm going to win the lottery. I'm going to get a different job.
Yes.
Her going to, she goes to that conference so she can get free champagne, and
she doesn't listen to anything that happens.
Right. And she hates her job and she phones it in, and she's at a job where she's telling people how to save money and how to be responsible with their money, and is completely irresponsible. So that piece of irony, I think, is supposed to be funny. And you and I talked about how maybe that's British humor and we aren't British, so we don't understand British humor.
It's Bridget Jonesy.
Yes.
That's the same kind of genre.
Right.
I mean.
And Bridget was also, I think you and I, to use a terrible word, kind of found her pathetic because there's
nothing attractive about her.
No, and not able to be accountable. There's no self-reflection, not really. Any of her reflection is her sort of fantastical ideas of how she's going to get out of debt, and none of it is workable. And there's no accountability, not really. And then when it becomes a movie and is turned then into an American character and an American crisis, she has accountability.
Yes. Her roommate, first off, in the book, the roommate is just this millionaire heiress that really doesn't get, she loves her and she supports her.
Because she's super cute and fun, right?
But she doesn't tell her not to, she doesn't. But in the movie, her roommate gets on her and makes her go to this like AA or I don't know, Shoppers Anonymous. But the addiction part, so remember you said you didn't know if it was in the book? Her little like, it makes me feel so good. It never lets me down. So she is talking to herself or to, somebody, herself. She's like in her head. That moment, that instant when your fingers curl around the handles of a shiny uncreased bag and all the gorgeous new things inside become yours. What's it like? It's like going hungry for days, then cramming your mouth full of warm buttered toast. It's like waking up and realizing it's the weekend. It's like the better moments of sex. Everything else is blocked out of your mind. It's pure selfish pleasure. That's it. That's addiction.
That is addiction. That is the definition of addiction.
And there's no consequence for it. In the movie, she says those things, but then the roommate relationship is strained. She goes to these AA meetings and there's some consequence. She's, it affects her parents. There's, like they're going to sell their,
No, they blow all of their savings and buy an
He
RV.
thinks they're gonna give her money. Yeah, and
Right,
they
but
blow it
they
all.
bought an RV so they can go travel the
RV, and there's
world.
just like these consequences that keep coming up. The banker is ruthless. Like he
He's a
embarrasses her on
villain. He's like if
TV. Yeah,
like he stalks her. He's a villain
yeah.
in the movie and in
The book,
he's
he's
kind of like
there.
yeah, he's there in the book, but he's not there to ruin her life. And I mean, like in the movie, he creates an embarrassing moment for her on national TV.
Exactly.
In the book, she gets a job giving out financial advice on that national morning show.
Right, and makes all this
That's
money.
her dream
It's gonna
job.
make,
Everything else, yeah,
and it's
solved.
like everything's solved. And the thing in the book that really got me is like, so she got this great job. She gets the millionaire, right? She's going to get the millionaire. And then she buys those 3 pairs of glasses
Yes.
on QVC.
In the hotel room after they've been together for the first time.
She buys the 3 pairs of glasses, which means
So she didn't learn anything.
she learned nothing. And all she's going to do is have more money to do it. And anybody who knows anything about addiction means all she's going to do is just buy things bigger and probably, lose
She's
all
still
hands.
going to live
I mean,
outside her means. She
yes,
has not learned how to
nothing.
live within her means. And
So I did like, well, okay. So in the movie, she sells everything and that's how she gets out
pays off her debt.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't just like, oh, I got this great job and a millionaire and now I can just keep spending. There's a plan. There's a real life plan that happens.
And her parents help her
Yes.
with the sale. Her
Yes.
friend doesn't help her because she's completely blown that relationship.
Yes.
And so that part until the very, very end of the movie, does she even heal the 2 relationships that mean anything, which is the friend and then Luke. And he becomes Luke in the movie and the other thing is he's her boss in the movie.
Right.
He's just this random PR guy that she ends up going up against on the Minute show, that morning television show. And I think you and I talked about before we went live today that other than the names, there's not a lot of similarity between the book and the movie. It's like we're talking about 2 different stories here.
Well, and I was going to tell you, like, the one thing that I noticed is Tarquin.
Tarquin, yes.
Okay, so Tarquin in the book is the roommate's cousin, who and they go out. Him and Rebecca go out.
He's crushing on her. Mm-hmm.
Well, and they go out, and then she finds out he's a millionaire, one of the top 5 most eligible millionaire bachelors. And she says, when I look at Tarquin,
even above Luke, because Luke's on the list, remember? And then Tarquin's even above him. And she fantasizes about being Tarquin's wife.
Yeah, I'm going to be a millionaire's wife. And when I look back at Tarquin, he already seems a bit more attractive in a stoaty kind of way. Alcohol is obviously going to be the key to our marital happiness. And
that's not funny.
No. I mean, I
think that's British humor. I think that
in
is
in the movie, Tarquin is the roommate's boyfriend. So there's no relationship at all. So it's kind of weird, but
I think even when the bill collector is calling her in the movie and Tarquin reaches for the phone, they banish him from the room and he sort of doesn't show up again until the roommate, Kristen Ritter, tells her that they're getting married. And you don't even see him again.
Yeah.
Because he's not part of the story at all.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I love, and maybe I'm just an accountability type person,
But do you think that, I think we talked a little bit about this last week. Do you think that that's a very American way to look at life is at least our generation for sure, and everyone before us, and maybe our children, the way that we raised our children. I don't know about the newer generations. I haven't done enough studying on it. But what I can tell you is that we are the land of the American dream, the Horatio Alger story,
Right.
where if you want to succeed, you don't have to be born into it. You don't have to be given anything. As a matter of fact, most people are given money or success, usually don't know how to manage it.
Right.
In America, you pick yourself up by your bootstraps, you work hard, you show up, you study, you are better than the best, you will succeed.
Right.
And we are also the generation that's very much accountable for the way that we behave. And if we have relationships that aren't working, the first thing a counselor will say to you in America, I don't know if this is true everywhere else, is the best way to heal this relationship is to work on you. Let's figure out what it is you're doing.
Yes.
What it is that you keep messing up with. What are your flaws and why are you not working in this relationship? Because once we fix you, so to speak, I mean, fix is probably not a good word anymore. Once we address your flaws, your issues, your lack of accountability, we will be able to then have you go forward and heal relationships. Until you do that, nothing is ever going to get healed.
Because you're just going to go from one. It's the common denominator in all the relationship is you. And if all of your relationships are unhealthy, you've got to heal yourself. I mean, so if you have one relationship,
country song, wherever you go, there you are.
There you are. Is that a
it's a song. Wherever you go, there you are.
But it's like if there's one relationship that doesn't work, that's different. Okay. That was fat person, crazy. All your relationships, every relationship has a problem. The problem is you. I mean, the problem is you need to really work on yourself.
And that's very American, I think.
Very American. Yeah.
And I think that just goes back to anything is possible in this country. I do think that's why people want to come here. You have everything is here. Everything is the groundwork. If you want to do the work, and you don't want things handed to you, because when things are handed to you, you don't understand how to fail. Like we learn how to fail. We learn how to be successful because I think it was Thomas Edison when he was creating the light bulb. What was it, 300 and something times before he finally got the right light bulb? And he kept saying every time he failed, he would say, well, that's one way I know not to do it.
Right.
So let's try the next way. Yeah. And that mentality, I think we're bringing that mentality into this book. Yes. And when we're reading this book, Rebecca Bloomwood, Becky, is a pretty unlikable character.
Yeah.
The book.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the movie. Did you like the movie better?
Yes. I didn't necessarily like the character in the movie either.
Still have problems.
I liked the story better. I liked the storyline. Sophie had approved the script, so she knew that the script was going to go off of her book a bit. Like the characters are kind of the same, but it was going to go off. But I like the story better. I like the she gets caught, with the bags and she puts them in that lady, the lady's trunk, and it happens to be the leader of the, and
the Shopaholic group.
And I mean,
we go on that field trip where she has to return everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And, and there even she makes the wrong decision. She picks the dress for the interview instead of the
bridesmaid's dress. She gives back the bridesmaid's dress instead of the dress for the interview, and implodes that relationship. It's the beginning of her black moment. It's the beginning of her rock bottom, if you will.
Renee and the famous black moment. We quote you all the time because when you were teaching my girls how to write, it was the black moment, and I see them in all the movies.
It's like here's the black moment. It's when all is lost.
It's is lost. Everything's done, and then all of a sudden the story.
Well, they hit rock bottom. I think in addiction they call it. You cannot heal yourself. I think even in Mel Robbins and Let Them, she talks a lot about when you're in addiction, you have to, and this is the universal you have to hit rock bottom. You have to have imploded all of your relationships, nearly destroyed your life before you are willing to go, I have a problem.
Yeah.
And that's when you can start. Some people still don't fix it, but that's when you can start sort of reflecting and start the work. Now the hard work begins.
Yes.
In the book, Rebecca never has that black moment.
No.
There's not really a black moment at all.
Her friend stays with her. Like,
her friend helps her. Yeah, she makes all those frames for her.
The frames for her. She ends up with the Luke Brandon. He helps her. The parents are, that ends up being like, it all ends up like everything just ends up so perfect. There is never a rock bottom.
Mm-mm.
In the movie, there's definitely a feeling of that rock bottom with the friend going away. Then she just realized
on national television.
Television, the guy embarrasses her. And then Luke takes off.
Yep.
For a bit. I can't remember.
Until he finds out
that she didn't
take the job and that she's having the estate sale, I guess. I don't even know what to call it, because it's not really
it's a clothing sale, basically.
Yeah, to sell all of her stuff so that she could pay her bills.
Yes.
And and get out of debt. And I did like how she became the girl with the green scarf. Is that what her byline was? The girl with the green scarf. Mm-hmm. And how she equated savings and financial management with clothes. Remember, that's how she got the job at the magazine and the movie.
Right.
Was equating how to pick the best financial, I guess, that financial asset.
Plan.
Yeah. Plan was the way that you pick your favorite shoe in your closet.
Mm-hmm.
And so she sort of brought to that magazine. So it was magazines, and he was part of a publishing family.
Yeah.
Sort of bringing that piece into basically taking boring stuff and bringing it to the masses in a way that we can understand. Yes. Analogies.
Metaphors.
Metaphors and analogies. And that piece I liked. And then the green scarf became this representation, but really that was the piece that she was buying with all the credit cards.
Right.
And even needs that $20 that he gives her to go buy that scarf. And she says, thank you. It's for my dying aunt. She died. And the green scarf becomes sort of this thing.
Yes.
And she ends up selling the green scarf, but then it ends up selling it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she gets the green scarf back, which, okay, so you've read some of my books. In my book, I think it was the Once an Heiress, and she runs away. The character runs away. It's very much a prodigal son story, where she runs away with the family pearls and she sells them, and then the guy dumps her. So she becomes this maid in New York. Like she becomes to try and survive, and she can't go home because she's stolen this heirloom, and she can't go home until she can buy it back. So it's at a pawn shop. By the time she gets there, it's sold. So she has to go home empty-handed. And that to me is more of coming home with your tail between your legs. It's very much the prodigal son story, which is he comes home with nothing. And he's like, look, Father, treat me like one of your workers. I was laying down, I was sharing food with the pigs. I don't want the hero's welcome. I don't deserve it. And so I think that goes back to, I know it's biblical, but it also goes back to, that's a very American way that we look at things.
Yeah.
You don't always, consequences, and you and I used to talk about this as parents. Sometimes the consequences have to hurt so badly. They have to hurt so bad that there's no getting back out of this. You are going to have to repair relationships, your grades, your whatever. You may get fired from your job and never get it back. Those are consequences, natural consequences that you're going to have to suffer.
Yeah. And it's hard to let your kids do that without you getting in front of it and saying, like that's probably the hardest probably one of the biggest mistakes I made is, always trying to get in front of it, and it probably didn't let my kids fail as much as they should have, and to learn. But
well, and we did that where we didn't get in front of one of our children, and I will say my husband really held the line, hard line, still holds it. We're talking 15 years later, and it has created a hard relationship between our son-in-law and him. And I think if I could go all the way back to where it started, it was because and that's between them. They're going to have to figure out if they want that relation. It's been 15 years. Has it been buried? I don't know if the hatch has been buried.
Yeah.
But I don't regret holding that line. I don't know if they'll ever understand it until their children are at that level.
Yeah.
Where they're going to have to hold that line.
Different perspectives on things. Yeah, it's hard. Mm-hmm. Different perspectives for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, so
let's talk about this or that. Here we go.
This or that. Yeah. I think we already know.
I think we know. Which is best, screen or page?
I say screen. I'm screen. Yeah, the screen.
Can we say neither? I mean, we
I wouldn't recommend either one of them for somebody to read or to watch. Like I have before. Oh, you need to watch this series, or you need to watch. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you want to cleanse your palate, if you just want one to not think, I'd suppose the screen. I would say the screen.
It's more romantic comedy than a chick lit. I feel like they definitely used the romantic comedy model, as opposed to the chick lit model.
So
I guess, you and I, one of the things we've talked about is we don't want to go negative. We want to be positive. This launched Sophie Kensella's career, and there are so many of her books that I have just adored and recommended.
Yes, I wrote down several of them.
Because this was one that I went back and read. It doesn't hold up. And I don't know if maybe it came out 25 years ago. So I do think the world is a different place.
Yeah.
Because I do remember appreciating it more back then, same with the movie, than I do now. But I do think a lot has happened in this world, including 9/11. I think the book came out before 9/11.
Right.
I think that sort of changed everything. The pandemic. There's just been a lot of the housing crisis that happened, and was that 2008? I think. So a lot of has happened since then. That has made it hard to go back and find. So I think part of it is they don't hold up quite as well as maybe other works of fiction.
Yeah.
I think it is a palate cleanser. I did enjoy the movie enough that I would tell.
I'm looking forward to reading some of the other ones that you recommended of her books that are.
Can You Keep a Secret is hysterical.
And it's a cute movie. I've seen the movie on Netflix, and it's a cute movie. So
and it holds true to the book. So I would say Can You Keep a Secret would be the one that I would recommend.
Yes.
And then I think the other one, Can We Talk, or the one where they switch the cell phones. That's a good one as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's back. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I would say. So there you
rest
go.
In peace, Sophie Kinsella. We love you.
Yes.
And we're so happy that you wrote what you wrote for us to enjoy. So that piece of
brought
it
some cute. It's a cute.
Yeah. So
movie's great, and I'm glad that she had a little bit of a role in that. And so, as always, what's our next one? And then I'll give the last word. What's our next?
Yes. So talk about switching. We're going to do the Shawshank Redemption, which is so funny because that was on our list too.
Stephen King,
so we're super excited, but the actual book is called Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption. It's a novella, which is only 118 pages. So it's a quick read.
And I've been reading it. It's very good.
It's very good. And it's interesting that the movie, that they made this movie out of such a small little novella. But so we're going to watch that movie again. One of my husband and I favorite.
One of my favorite
movies. So
it's got such great twists.
So that'll be in a couple of weeks. I don't know, 2 weeks from tomorrow. So we'll watch that one and and be ready to go on that one. So
I love it. So remember to like, share, and subscribe. And we will be posting some clips, and we will be posting this episode. Well, it's gone live, so it's already on our YouTube channel. So all you got to do is go to Page the Screen and In Between on Facebook and Insta. So we're everywhere. Yay. And then we're listen wherever you listen to your podcast. So last word is mine.
Yes.
And I was going to talk about two things. It's kind of a twofold last word. One is, after reading this book, and, and even talking about my very expensive repair product, my very expensive serum, I also think there are ways. It's not how much you spend. It's not where you buy your clothes. It's how you wear them.
Yes.
I have a pair of jeans that to this day, people still compliment. They still want to know where I got them. They're just like this perfect dream. And I got it at Walmart.
Right.
And so it is how you accessorize. So you don't need to be spending tons of money. You don't need to go in debt to look good, to look cute, to be accessorized. You just have to be smart about how you put things together and style. And with the internet, there's so many ways now to learn how to style, and you don't have to spend the money. So that's kind of my last word. And the other one.
Can I comment on that? Because my little sister and then my son's fiance, they both are big thrift shoppers.
Okay.
And both of their styles, like, they are always dressed. They are always like,
they look great all the time.
They look great all the time. They're always in an outfit. There's it's not like me. I mean, a sweatshirt and no, they are always, but yet all of their clothes are from thrift. They don't.
I love that.
They don't shop.
And call it vintage. Go to a thrift shop and dress vintage.
It's so cute.
Yes.
I go in and I go, there's nothing here for me. Like, I can't find a thing. So there's an eye. There's an eye. So
but you can train that eye. It just takes time. You can train your eye. It takes time. Watch videos, YouTube videos, go online. So that's one way. The final word was what I call girl math. And we have to be really careful with girl math. Girl math is this. You go into the store, there's a $350 Kate Spade purse, and you get it on final markdown for $65. Okay? You did not save $200. You spent $65.
Yeah.
Girl math is,
I have $200
look at this,
to spend.
I saved $200. No, that's girl math.
Yeah.
True math is, look at this, I spent $65. You still spent money. And so just be careful with girl math. And I think everyone does it. That's actually what my husband calls it. He's like, did you girl math me again? Yeah. So just be really careful with how, this is a cautionary tale, how we tell ourselves, the narratives that we tell ourselves when we go out and purchase things.
Yes.
You didn't save the money. Start thinking of how much money you did spend and then look at it that way.
Yes, that's good. That's good advice. Yeah. Because it's always like, well, it was on sale, so I really saved you. I could have spent this much amount, but I didn't. I only spent this much. And it's like, well, no, but you spent that much.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So be careful with the girl math.
Yeah.
All right. And we will see you in 2 weeks.
Yay.
Thank you for listening. Right. Always a pleasure. Right. We will see you soon.
Bye.
I think we'll see you soon. It's not going out. Where's my outro? Here we go. Let's try it over here. We're still here. We are still live.
There we go.
Okay. Not working. Neither one is working. So I'm just going to say goodbye because none of this is